I don't like the old lady in my closet with no feet. Oh, heck no, Joe. Nope, nope, nope. Me either, kid. Hey, stranger. Elaine, Aeris here. Welcome to part 3 of Kids Say Creepy Things. So this accidental mini-series began with a single Reddit post, and the title of said post was, "Tell me the creepiest thing a child has ever said to you," along with OP's anecdote. And if you would like to hear the original anecdote, please check out part 1 of this accidental mini-series that I've made about children saying creepy things. Apparently people have heard a lot. And I just had so much fun reading these the past couple weeks that I just kept going. And some of these things these kids say, man, they're even more horrifying than how crappily I just painted my nails. Look at that.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Good from far. Far from good. All right, let's dive into these. I was 12, and my friend was 14. We were camping on her family's property in a tent, and her sister, 7, decided to come join us. My friend went back to the house to get something, so I am laying there with her sister chilling and talking about what we're going to eat when her sister rests her head on my chest and closes her eyes. I just assume she's tired. Suddenly she goes, "I'm going to chop your boobs off and use them as pillows." Then silence. That one was so weird it didn't even get a laugh out of me because it was so weird. They do make nice pillows, according to Farty McSmarty. Preferably attached to a living, breathing body, though. To each their own. My daughter was 4. We moved back to my hometown. About a year prior, my mom's best friend had hung himself in the garage of the place we were moving into. He used the motor puller. This is dark, guys. We were walking around the property and checking everything out. When we went into the garage, she immediately stopped and was staring at the motor puller for a good minute. They kept it. Okay. This child blurted out so loudly, why is he just hanging there?" Whew. Nope. I picked her up and left. Good, Mom. Maybe a year later, we were driving and talking, and in the most sweet voice, she asked, "Mom, do you know what's going to happen to you?" "What?" "You're going to die in your sleep. Maybe tomorrow," while casually eating her pursed Cheetos. I had to pull the car over and park for a minute. Pursed Cheetos, though. Pursed Cheetos. I feel like I'm not using my purse to its maximum capacity. I never thought of just pouring Cheetos in there. Side note, do you guys like my rosary? It's Santa Muerte. Look at you, Santa Muerte. Look at you. Look at how beautiful you're. And you have a little scale. Just like me, because I'm the third horseman. I have my own scales. Look at that. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. Obsessed. This is what happens when the world gets dark. I get dark. Look at the art that came with my rose. Actually, I might have like a YouTube studio set up here. I purchased this beautiful rosary from an Etsy seller. I can leave the link down below if you're interested. The odd thing, I don't think I bought a cursed item, but I fell asleep with the bracelet on. And that night, I had a dream that took place in one of those missions. It had that architecture. And Santa Muerte, I believe, was roaming the halls. And in the dream, I felt a bit of fear in the pit of my stomach, but I don't think it was of her. I think it was at the events that were about to take place. I mentioned the dream very briefly because I didn't want to scare him, but I mentioned the dream to my son, and in the true nature of children, just blurting things out that may very well be divinely true, he said, "Oh, I think when you wore that, you were seeing something that was happening somewhere else." Not sure what that was about. Maybe it was somewhere in Mexico. I don't know. It was strange, though, and in the dream, I was kind of afraid. Not of Santa Muerte, but I was afraid. That was odd. My grandson had one of those dogs with buttons, a zipper, numbers on its hands and feet, etc., and it said phrases like, "Good job," or "Try my buttons." Just innocent phrases. We kept his toys in a playpen in the living room when he wasn't visiting. I was sitting in my recliner reading one day, no one home except me, and I hear that dog's voice say, "You're stupid." I convinced myself that I imagined it until it repeated, "You're stupid," again. It was thrown into the yard with all the force I could muster, made my husband take it to work the next day and throw it in their dumpster. I still get chills thinking about it. Yeah, you better hope that dog doesn't pop back in your house, because then you are cursed. Good luck. Haha, that happened to us with the kids' toys. One night we're watching TV after the kids were in bed, and the toy said, "Look for me, I'm hiding." Randomly. That was one of its phrases. Okay. Then it said it again, but really slowly and creepy. What? Something like, "Look for me, I'm hiding." Something like that. I reckon the batteries were running low, and maybe that's why. It does remind me of that Black Mirror episode where the mom is put into the... Is it a bear?
Yeah. Monkey just needs a minute to get used to how things are gonna be. Monkey loves you.
Her consciousness is like in the stuffed animal now. That episode was kind of messed up. Yeah. Look for... If the batteries are all dying. Look for me. I'm her. When my daughter was 3, she came inside from playing in her backyard with her older brothers. She had been off on her own in the far corner under some apple trees that had gone a little wild. For context, I had 3 kids in 5 years, so tree care wasn't really my priority. Gotcha. You don't have to explain yourself. It's fine. I asked her what she had found to play with over there, thinking I'd hear about some rocks because she loved finding rocks. "I didn't eat the food, Mommy," she said. I was confused because it was spring, so there weren't any apples yet, and asked what food she was talking about. "Their food. If I ate it, I couldn't come back to you. They make you stay if you eat it." I had never told the kids fairy lore because I don't fuck with fairies. I don't fuck with fairies, guys, okay? I don't fuck with fairies, okay? You guys over there, you're playing with fire. Those little pixies, man, they will fuck you up. What is this? I was a stay-at-home mom, and we didn't have any books or movies about fairies. To this day, I'm convinced she saw some. There was tons of really weird stuff that happened in that house. Are fairies bad? I always thought they were just whimsical creatures that helped out Peter Pan and such. Are they? Do they have some bad ones, guys? This poster does not fuck with fairies. That's all I know. Conclusion to that story. Her older brother was always talking about the orange man in the playroom, too. What the was Trump doing in that playroom? Sorry, guys. That was way too easy of a joke. That was way too easy. Kids are saying and seeing some creepy things. "Who is that man?" As she looked behind me into a bedroom with no other entrance exit. About 3.5 years old. My son spoke to me about the cold man. Said he was blue and would always tell him he was cold. Saw some scary stuff in that apartment. That's an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? I'm cold. Creepy one. I remember my friend in middle school repeating that one a lot. I'm cold. I don't think I saw much of that show growing up. I think I only saw it when I was spending the night at friends' houses. I didn't have Nickelodeon. Meh. I'm sad. Tell me more. Okay, sorry, working all that. So I moved to a completely new town in October of 2019. The town is literally called Gravenhurst, like a grave and a hearse. We immediately noticed that the apartment was odd. My ex even said to me, "It feels like someone died in here or something bad happened." I don't like when a room just gives you creepy feels. I don't like that at all. The first couple months weren't too bad. Just that heavy, oppressive feeling you can get from older houses or buildings. Okay. Then one night we were cuddled up in bed together. There was an ornate gold gilded mirror given to me from the grandmother hanging up on the wall in front of the bed. All of a sudden, I see a man with long dark hair and dead eyes looking at us in the mirror. Keep in mind, behind our bed, there's just a wall. Nothing could possibly be behind us to reflect. I sat up quick, and he looks at me and goes, "You saw that too?" I said, "The man?" And he says, "Yeah, with the long dark hair." There could be no room for doubt when he said that. It badly scared me. It badly scared me. I had trouble looking in the mirror at all after that, but I didn't want to get rid of it because of the sentimental value. Another time, and this one is probably the worst scare I've ever had in my life, it was late at night and we were in the living room just talking with some music on in the background. I can see my son's room from where I am sitting. We are chatting away when all of a sudden the music starts speeding up. I froze. We both just looked at each other. There is a terrible feeling. The music goes back to normal and I hear a creak from the door to my son's room. We both look and it was dreadfully like some sort of horror movie. I see 4 fingers, long fingers curl around the door. Then a strange and curly sort of foot at the bottom of the door, and then it peeked at us? The foot? What? Wait, it peeked at us? It was an awful looking demon sort of girl with stringy black hair. We both started screaming at it as it was in our son's room. I don't know if I buy this one. This one's too much. We ran to go check, hearts racing. There was nothing, and he was still sleeping peacefully. We left shortly after that, only there for about 1.5 years. Terrible place, terrible vibes. We literally put up holy items while there. It was a place that made me really question the reality of things around us that we may not always see. I really didn't like that story at all. I didn't enjoy that. I am so glad I'm not reading this late at night. Girl, did both happen at the same apartment? That sounds so demonic. I don't think I could have lived in there as soon as the first instance happened. Yeah, the mirror. And not only that, I don't know where I just read this. Was it in one of these Reddit posts? Something about not putting mirrors in the bedroom because it invites things in, which really concerned me because I like having a full-length mirror. I have this golden fancy thing. It's from Five Below, so it's not that fancy. Propped up against the wall. And the second I heard that, I just like turned it around at night because I started getting a little creeped out. Oh, I know. My friend told me that. My friend from Huntington Beach told me that. That's right. She told me not to put mirrors in the bedroom. It invites things in.
Here's one I missed that I actually thought was kind of cool, so I wanted to visit it really quick. When we were really little, we lived next door to a cemetery. One of my earliest memories was seeing a bride kneeling and leaning over a grave. I still remember her dress, an old-fashioned ball gown, and her hair was in a bun. Obviously, no one else saw the bride in the cemetery that day, but my sister always used to beg my mom to let her go and play with the children, pointing to vacant parts of the cemetery. I just thought that was so cool. I love that. That is the whimsical ghost story we're looking for, guys. And on that note, I think we're going to end part 3 and potentially put a pause in this series for a bit and move on to other creepy stories for a little while. I hope you enjoyed my accidental mini-series. Kids say creepy things.
If you're about to go to sleepy sleep, I'm very sorry. Okay, see you next weekend, maybe. See you next weekend, maybe, unless the Shadow Man gets you. Okay, bye.